Hi everybody and welcome back to Holy Lands RPG. I'm Racmaster.
And I'm Eve.
And in this video I want to touch on some important basics of gameplay, which include difficulty and the experience points that are associated with them. So every action has a difficulty that you have to roll either above or an attribute below. We're going to first, just to keep it simple, we're going to do skills and abilities because they're the easiest. So the difficulty goes in increments of 7, and there's 5 levels. The initial one is simple, so that one is 7. So for skills and abilities, she would have to roll, her character would have to roll above a 7. So for instance, let's just use the climbing analogy. So the climb ability, every character has to some degree, but if you think about it, as you're climbing, the first level would be an easy incline, the second one would be a little more of an incline, the moderate one, or the one in the middle, would be difficulty of being straight up and down, and then difficult, the next one would be getting inverse, and then the extreme would be actually upside down. So that's extremely difficult to achieve, right? I'm going to show you. So for example, the first one that she would roll would be the simplest, just trying to get up. And in this case, she has to roll above a 7.
I already have a plus 10 to my climb on my sheet, so I don't need to roll because it already goes above a 7.
That's a great point. So she already gets points for it. Good job, Ariella. It's amazing climbing. 10 points. So because her character already has the bonus, she doesn't have to roll. And for 14, she would have to roll, so for the next one. But we're going to skip that and go right to moderate. So this is actually climbing a wall.
So I get the points for the easy?
Sure. Yes. So you get 20 points. But now, this is where you want to think. This is kind of baseline difficulty. It's where things start to get difficult, Rax. So now she's climbing straight up and down. And she does have the ability to do it because she has plus 10 and she rolled a
16.
So she got a 26. She achieved it. Good job, Ariella. Amazing climbing.
40 points.
So she's now going inverse. So I want to touch on a couple things real quick. First of all, a natural 1 is always a failure. Just like the opposite of a natural 20 is always successful and there's some benefit. A natural 1 is never successful and there is some additional consequence. But in the case of difficulty, the consequences increase as the difficulty increases. Now, if you get above moderate, which is the normal 21, the inverse wall or normal vertical wall, the consequences start to happen based on the difficulty, regardless of whether it's a 1 or not. A natural 1 is just extra consequence-y. So, in this case, we are going to try it. She needs to get a 28 or higher, but her character does have the ability to do it.
Which means I have to roll an 18 or higher because my plus 10 bonus.
If she didn't even have the ability to do it and she attempts it, then you would want to initiate a consequence, and I'll get into that in a minute. She apparently didn't do it, so
I got a 7.
In this case, the consequence is just that she fell back down and she would have to try to keep rolling. Let's say, for instance, she finally made that one, and now she's literally hanging upside down on the wall and she needs to climb further. So this is extreme. It's an extreme difficulty. So let's just say, for instance, go ahead and roll. You need a 35, which means you need a natural 20.
I got a 6.
So if she was to be successful with this, then she would actually get 100 experience points for that. So, good job, Eve. Thanks for being a good sport. You get 100 experience points.
Yay!
So, it's the same thing with the skills, but you can see that really quickly there's a chance where she's not going to be able to do it. So, let's say she's trying to track the elusive rack monster. She's following the tracks of the rack monster. If she's in mud, and it's very simple. So the first one would be 7. You need to roll above a 7. She has plus 2. She's able to do it. And
it's in the middle. It's literally right in the middle. Okay, it's an 18.
So she did it. Now we're going to jump up to the 21. So now she needs to
points did I
get
get?
8. Okay, yeah.
10?
10 and then 25 because you got the next one as well.
Okay.
Good job.
Yay!
Ariel's amazing tracker. So now it's getting more difficult. Now we're at the regular vertical wall type difficulty. So this is harder ground. It's very difficult to track. Or it's over some vast space.
I need 21. I've got +2 already.
So she does have the ability to do it.
So I need 19 or higher. I got 18.
So she didn't do it. Let's say you did. Good job, Eve. Ariel, it's amazing.
50 points.
What a great tracker. So now it's getting very difficult. It would be the 28. And in this case, if it was to get extreme, it's possibly because she's in some environment that's going to be hazardous and she may trip or, be on some kind of rocks or something if she insists on tracking the rack monster through
Well, it's very
extreme.
rare. I mean, I've got to get a glimpse of it.
That's right. He's very elusive. Handsome, bald monster. So she needed a natural 20 even for the 28, which is the moderate, difficulty factor. You need a natural 20. It's the only thing that'll do it.
Got an 18.
Again, and she didn't do
+2
it.
is 20, but not a natural 20.
So that's how the skills and abilities work for difficulty factors. Now, if she was to be successful, good sport, Eve, you get 75 points for the high difficulty, and then extreme would be 150. So good job. You tracked the rack monster. However, he still eluded you. So saving throws are going to be a little bit different. They have the difficulty set next to them. So if she was to get hit by a spell, next to spell is the number 17. That is the difficulty that she needs to achieve.
So it has to be a 17 or higher.
In Holy Lands, tie always goes to the defender, or the one who is going to take damage or take a hazard. In this case, it would still be her. So she needs a 17 or higher. 17 is considered a tie. So she rolls.
A 5.
She doesn't do it. She gets hit by the spell and she would take full effect. So thanks for watching. I hope this clears up a little bit of confusion with difficulty factors and the experience points related to them. Go to holylandsrpg.com and pick up a book so you can follow along with us. Next video, we're going to get into combat. Oh, thank you for the help. 30 experience points. See? It's that easy. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next video, and God bless.